I'm talking to Sofia and Stephen, who work in development and production. So Sofia, your job title is Digital Development Editor. What is that all about?
So I will mainly work with the authors to create the modules or the courses. We work on a range of things, and I'll sort of help to scaffold and structure the content. So, for example, they'll hand over early drafts, and I can advise on supplying interactive activities, looking at graphics, how we can mould that if it needs to go online. Looking at how that will work for students, how would they engage with that. If it's a book, we can look at how the printed to the online journey can work with them. And so it's essentially, I would get involved right at the beginning and remain with the author and the module team right to the end, so we can sort of mould the content and ensure that it's the best it can be for the students.
So you work both on print and online, even though your job title is being digital?
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of courses that are blended, so you have a book, but you'll also have an online parts of it, so they'll be directed online to do any interactive activities or looking at certain things or websites or exploring content, and we just ensure that that journey is seamless and is as engaging as possible.
So you must liaise then with lots of people, including the module team, the academics who are writing the module, but also other areas of the university in terms of how you're building these tools and ways of learning.
Yeah, absolutely. We liaise with TEL, which is Technology Enhanced Learning. We have graphic designers, we have interactive media designers, we've got media assistants. There's a whole host of people behind the scenes that all pull together as a team to create all of this content.
Well, Stephen, you're a production editor, so that job is quite different, isn't it?
Yeah, my job deals mainly with sort of copy editing and proofreading of learning materials. So, we go through the material. If we find any mistakes or errors, we correct them. Any inconsistencies, we check the content is coherent. We check all the media assets, so videos or audios, everything's working and where it should be. So basically, we go into quite a lot of detail and we just check that everything, is quite coherent and smooth. And the whole aim of that is really to make sure that the content can stand. Students can really see how great it is because we've ironed out any potential problems that there might be.
So what do our business and law students really need to know then about what you do to make their lives easier?
Well, I'd say that we don't just look at material from an editorial perspective, we try and look at it from a student perspective. So for me, for myself, I tend to look at it as a student. I pretend that I'm a student and I think, how would a student read this? And I also look at it as a piece of learning. So if, for example, online, if I can improve the navigation of something, I'll do it so it's easier for students, going forward. Or if there's an activity that I find quite confusing or incoherent, I'll come up with a solution so that students will find that they won't have any problems doing it when it gets to them. So I think we really benefit students because we're tackling any issues quite early on. We're making sure that when students do come to use the material, it's extremely user-friendly and should be quite easy and straightforward for them.
So you've got the students' backs. You're the ones who sort of say, this is making sense in a better way if we do it like this. Sophia, what do you do that benefits students?
It's also very similar. So we'll look at drafts, and if we feel that it's too much text or it could be blended or made easier. We'll also look at the level. If it's undergraduate, are we tailoring it to that? Is it going to suit them? Is there going to be some interactive activity that someone that needs more accessible versions needs? Okay, so how can we cater for that? It's all about having that awareness. And for example, the assignments, do the assignments meet the learning outcomes? Are we teaching them what we say we teach them, in the module guide? It's all about that consistency and ensuring that the students get what they signed up for, essentially.
And on that sort of element of accessibility, Stephen, you do quite a lot with checking that it works in a variety of formats and for a variety of students.
Exactly, we do. Obviously, we offer a lot of material online and print as well, and we'd really like to make sure that students can work the way that works best for them. So we offer it, if students want to use their laptop or their phone or their Kindle, or they prefer working from printouts, we offer all of those alternative formats so that they can integrate it into their life and work the best way for them. And especially for students with disabilities as well, we like to make sure that all of our material is accessible to everyone and all of our students have the same student experience, and that it's something that's really positive and that it's of really great quality for them.
Excellent. So Sophia, tell us something you did recently that was exciting as part of your role.
So because we're quite a big department, we don't always tend to see, liaise with colleagues. And recently I went to Lightning Talks, which looks at colleagues go to different conferences all over the world or, throughout the country. And they report back. It's sort of like a few minutes speech on what they learn. And it allowed me to, liaise with people I don't necessarily liaise with, and we looked at interactive content, which meant that we could design interactive activities, and then it's about understanding the needs and the developments of the website, and it meant that I can go back to my author and say, hey, here's a new update, let's apply that to our module website and let's upgrade it accordingly. So that was really cool.
Now, you're both students as well.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give based on what you know about your jobs for new students? Stephen, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm going to be studying in November for the first time, so it'll be the first time that I've worked and studied, at the same time. So it's definitely going to be a juggling act, and I think for me, I've sort of decided that I'm going to try and squeeze in as much study time as I can. So any 5 or 10 minutes free I have here or there, or a lunch break, or before work, I'm going to try and get as much done so that by the time we come to the weekend, I'm not faced with all this work. So I'm really going to try and do that approach, and I think that would probably work for a lot of other students as well.
Excellent, that's a good plan. Sophia, what about you?
Yeah, I think that's a really good plan. I would say really explore the site, get a feel for all of the resources. We work really hard to try and provide lots of different things, so have a good look, and also look at the planner. Be aware of your TMA deadlines and sort of make the most of it so they're not a surprise when they do come creeping around the corner.
Time management, a key thing for students. Well, both thank you for filling us in on what you do and why you're so excited about it. It's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.